Hey everyone. Welcome back to our color along. I do believe this is part 3, and I know it's taking a while for me to get with the program on this color along. Um, but here we are. So, I mean, I gave you guys a warning, to be fair, that I'm one, a very slow colorist, and two, I do work a full-time job, and I do other videos and other live streams and other stuff. So here we go. Today we're working on the background. Now, I'm not doing the background in straight pencil. My hands cannot take it. So I've brought my Neocolor 2s out. And if you don't have Neocolor 2s, you can use your Albert Dürer pencils, or you can use pencil, or you can use pastels, or if you have like an off-brand Neo 2 water soluble type of crayon, you can use that. So I have 3 types of purples here. I have indigo blue, aubergine, and violet. I don't have a mini swatch for these, so I'm just going to hold it up for you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the bottom with the darker indigo blue, sorry. So I'm just going to put some down, and I don't have to put a lot, nor do I have to be heavy-handed, because I may go over it with pencil anyway. This is just so that I don't have to do the whole background in pencil. So this just helps move the process along. You can even use alcohol marker or watercolor if you have that, acrylic paint, anything that helps get a base down. If you're going to use acrylic paint, just kind of water it down a little bit so that it's not so opaque, unless you want it opaque. And you can, if you know how to blend acrylic paint and, you know, have it bend to your will, then use that. Watercolor may be a little easier if you want to go over it in pencil. Watercolor can also be manipulated, so if you want some kind of room to work with, watercolor is nice. I'm just using Neocolor because I feel like I have better control over my Neocolors and like my ink tints, for example, when I use those, because when I use watercolor, I feel like I don't have control over the paintbrush quite yet. So it gets into spots that I don't want it to sometimes. And well, I mean, that happens with my Neocolors also, but not as often as when I'm using watercolor. I don't know, it's different. It seems more of a problem when I'm using just straight watercolors, which is another reason why in my goals video I said I wanted to use my watercolors more so that I can kind of get a grip, basically, and figure out how to use them. This video shouldn't be too long because I'm just doing the background. Now, if it's too short of a video, then maybe we will do, because we have the tree too that I want to show you guys, because you guys already know how to do the snow. We did the snow. You know how to do the crystals. These crystals over here, I may do a different color. That's why I haven't colored those yet. I don't think I want them the same color as the panda. They're definitely probably going to be different. But the panda himself is going to be the same color as the crystals as well. So if you want to move ahead and not wait on me, feel free. You know, my color alongs, they're a little bit different than everybody else's. Sometimes I don't show you everything because it's either the same color or the same technique. I don't sit and color the whole thing with you. I give you homework based on, you know, what it is we're doing. So, like, you had homework twice. For this one, you had the snow and you had the crystals on the tail. Now, I'm terrible. I've not finished my homework, but I've had issues with, like, certain pencils making my hands hurt after a while. So that's why you do not see my homework completed. I did finish the snow because I ended up just doing mine with Albrecht Dürer and activating it. So that part was a little bit simpler and a little less painful to the hands. So I'm just putting this up to a certain point, and then I'm going to come in with that second one. I just wanted to make sure that I got enough of the dark one, the dark color, this indigo. And I'm just going to bring it up. And I'm not pressing hard. These are very pigmented. You don't have to press hard. You just put a little bit down. And it doesn't have to be perfect because when we activate it, we can swish it around. So just get some color down where it needs to be. I'm going to bring this up here a little. Okay, do I want to add? I think that's enough of this one because it's nighttime, but I don't want it completely dark. So let me just start bringing in some of this other color. As I say that, I still color with this one. Okay. I think that's enough of that color. Next, we're going to bring in this aubergine. And I'm going to go over this part just a little bit so that they can mix together. And notice that the page is not in the book anymore. It just finally said, hey, look, I'm ready to be detached. And a lot of my pages in my mythographic books are doing that, but they are detachable, but they're not detaching at the detachable mark. They're detaching at this part. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and like kind of find an Office Max or something and just have them to kind of bind them once I'm done. Because this one came out of Menagerie, I think. Yeah, it didn't come out of Voyage. I want Menagerie and I want Voyage. I want to complete those. I also want to complete Odyssey, but I've not worked on that one yet. I did one page in there, and since I don't have any whips in there, Odyssey won't really be touched this year because I'm supposed to be working on my whips. So Odyssey won't be touched, but Odyssey, I would love one day for all of my mythographic books to be completed, as well as I don't want all of my Kirby books completed, but because there are some pages in some of those books that are just But I think I might get like, I don't know, I wish there was something like where I can put all of my completed mythographic pages in one kind of binder type of thing. But these are square, so they don't fit in a regular binder. I would have to find some kind of special binder or just get them binded, but I want to be able to add to it. So if I get it binded, then I'm going to have to unbind it and rebind it when it's time to add in pages. And I just want something that I can take and put in and take away from when need be. And the meantime, they're just kind of floating around inside the book. I did number the pages though, so I don't think I numbered them all in every book, but I might have. I do believe I did, actually. I'm gonna have to check, but I just wish that they would not fall apart. That would be great too, but you know, I mean, it's a coloring book. I can figure it out. It's not too much of an issue because, like I said, they are supposed to be detachable, I guess. So I don't know if it's meant for you to like take it out in color or take it out and do whatever it is you need to do when you take it out, but I just wish that you could, I don't know, I just wish it was not so easy. It's like, it's almost like as if when you turn the pages, they fall out. That's what's happening in my case anyway. Is anybody else's mythographic books doing that? Maybe I'm too rough on the pages when I turn them. I don't think I am, but you never know. So, I am just laying this down and then I will activate it. But for now, we're getting there. I'm gonna bring this up. From the side here. I'm trying to avoid the snow falling because I think I want that to be different. I might add some metallic or some glitter or something to that. So I'm trying to avoid that. I'm also trying to avoid the snowflakes if possible. But if they annoy me too much, I'm just gonna go over them. So I'm still on the aubergine color. I'm gonna switch here in a second. I'm just making sure that I get okay. Now we're moving on to violet. Yeah. And I'm just, again, I'm gonna mix it in. Just putting down a little bit. And then the cool thing with Neos is you can go right back over the top of them. So if I need to darken an area or, you know, add more darkness in a certain area, I can do that. But hopefully we won't need to go over. Hopefully this is kind of spot on because there's a lot of fiddly bits. Like these snowflakes are very thin. I almost feel like they were stamped in. They don't seem like Fabiana's style. It's almost like, hey, we added these snowflakes in after she drew the image or something. Because you got the two that's like randomly placed on the panda And I almost had half mine to cover them up, but then it just would have been weird to have two snowflakes just on the panda like that. So I just left them. So I think I'll just add something to them. I'm not really sure. And as I get closer to the moon, notice I'm not really putting a lot. I might just leave it, because when I put the water and activate it, I can always pull the color down. So I'm not putting a lot near the moon. I'll show you a close-up once I'm done. And again, trying to avoid the snow dots as much as possible. Okay. So notice how I didn't put any near the moon, but everything else is colored. Right. So I'm thinking, because from there you just have to activate it, right? So how about we work on the trees, the branches. And I know at the start of this color along, I said I was using Albrecht Dürer, but how about we bring in some ink tints, because again, the issues with my hand will help speed this along. Now, if you don't have the ink tints, of course, you know, use what you have. But I want these trees to be like a nice, kind of a dark brown, but I'm going to come in with something that's not so dark. And I only have the I believe the 72 set. I don't have the 100 set. So I want to see if I can find the color that I'm looking for. Actually, the color I'm looking for is in the Neos, but let's bring the ink tints in anyway. So I'm gonna bring in oak. Let me just grab my ink tints. I hope you guys don't mind me using different things in the color along, even after I said we were using the Albrecht Dürer, but I'm thinking that I would like to use different things in our color along, because everybody has different things. So but anyway, I'm gonna bring this oak, and because I kind of want them kind of dark, I'm also gonna bring what is this other color? Oak. India ink looks nice. I can bring in the sepia. Let's bring in sepia ink and let's see what that looks like. Just let me grab it, sepia ink, and then I said India ink too. Let's bring both. Okay, so I'm gonna sharpen. Okay, that one's good. That one's sharpened. Okay, so I'm gonna put a small amount of the India ink underneath the snow. And you don't need a lot of this either. The ink tints, they are very pigmented, so please do not put a whole ton of it, because you do not need a whole ton of it. Also, I hope you guys can see very well. I tried to change the lighting up a bit, so here's hoping that you guys can see very clearly and it doesn't look weird. So this is like broken or something, so I'm gonna add that there, and I'm gonna put a little bit in the inside here, and then I'm gonna bring in the sepia ink to bring it down, and I'm just putting a light layer of it because I don't want the tree to look black, And these are kind of very dark colors here. So I'm just bringing it out. And then this one, I'm gonna bring it out from the center. And then that oak I was talking about is here. I'm bringing this down quite a bit. And again, don't press hard because you don't need to. I promise you don't. And I'm also not going all the way down either with the oak, right? So I somehow managed to not bring a brush. Let me grab a water brush because I was keeping my water brushes inside of my art kit here. So let me just grab one. I'll grab two just in case. Right. So let's see. It is clean. Okay. So I'm just gonna zoom in a little. And I'm gonna come from where I put the oak and I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna bring that down. Just so that we don't have any of the darker colors coming into this light area that I want. See that? Now you can kind of work backwards into the dark color. And remember to wipe off your brush when you feel like you have too much color on it, because it will run into the other colors and you don't want that. So you're going to be wiping off your brush quite a bit, and that's okay. And it is wood also, so it's not going to look perfect. It's not going to look like as if, you know, you got this perfect piece of wood here. And you got to work quick too, because once the ink tints dry, that's it. Once they dry, that is it. They do dry permanent. You cannot re-wet them once they are completely dry. There are some people out there screaming, you can, you can. You cannot. Not been able to re-wet them once they are completely dry. All right, moving on to the next part of the tree. And I'm gonna do the same thing. A little bit of the India ink. Oh, I'm sorry, the sepia ink comes first, right? Yeah. Or is it the other way around? Let me just check so I don't have you guys doing the wrong thing. I forgot just that quickly. Yeah, India ink comes first. I had it right. Okay. And same thing here. Same thing here. And it's great. We got two things done in one video. So, next we just need to put in the other elements. And I'm going to try to have I'm going to record me doing the panda just in case someone wants to see that part. But I'm going to try to have my homework done. And if not, then, well, for one, I'm sorry if I don't. But I'm going to try. I might do it a little orthodoxly. So it might look a tad bit different because I've had to do it another way because of my hands. But I know you guys will understand, so I'm not too worried. But I am going to try. I also, later today, will be working on my Pokemon team because I need to, or I want to, compete against my friends, and I don't have a team ready. And my niece is already a bit ahead of me as far as teams. She's already knowing Um, she knows who she wants on her team already. So usually I'm ahead of those types of things, but I've been trying to do things like complete my Pokédex. So um, I need to work on that. And then also because I think she was trying to beat the game, so she's catching up on that end again. And once she does that, we're supposed to be playing together as well. So I want to make sure I have some kind of process, some kind of idea as to what I want as far as my team goes. This is a branch down here. But yeah, so I want to do that, and I'm gonna put it down here. We will see what's going on with that later today. I mean, it's already late in the day. It's like 5 o'clock. But I mean, like, later on when she's ready. Because I told her, just let me know when you're ready. And then, because she needs to beat the game. And get certain things unlocked before we can take on some of the harder parts of the game. So I think she goes back to school tomorrow. But, you know, we could definitely play on the weekends because I'm off on the weekends. So, and I think she said she wanted to look into playing a little competitively too. So I will be walking her through that process. That's going to be fun because I just said I wanted to get back into it, into the competitive part. So I'm hoping that some of my friends, because some of them just started playing, so I don't want to like bombard them like, yeah, you're gonna play competitively with us. Like, I want them to enjoy the game. I have one friend, he's already enjoying it. He's playing and he's like, yeah, you know, my friends, they traded me some Pokemon, but I have to like beat certain parts of the game or they won't listen to me because they aren't Pokemon that I caught. And I'm like, yep. He was like, I took him to the battle and he was not having anything I was saying. And I kind of laughed because I knew someone was going to run into that problem. I was like, one of my friends is going to run into the problem of someone giving them a strong Pokemon and them not being able to do anything with it because they don't have enough gym badges. So it was kind of funny. He was like, he didn't listen to me. And I was like, yep. So it's fun, you know, teaching my friends how to play and things like that. So I do wonder which one is going to be the first one to be interested in the, because he already said, he's like, oh, it's multiplayer too, right? Like we can battle each other. And he was like so excited. And I was like, yep. So, you know, we'll see who sticks with it and who gets bored. Because sometimes if you're playing by yourself, it can be very easy to get not necessarily bored, but you get tired of kind of like what you're doing. And then if you're building a team and you don't have anyone to like test it out, like as far as like your friends, and you just go online and then you're getting your butt whooped by someone, but you don't have any feedback because that person is not able to tell you, like, you know, maybe this Pokemon doesn't work with that Pokemon, or maybe you should try this. There's no feedback. You're just testing that Pokemon team online and then getting your butt kicked over and over and over and over again with no feedback. It can get a little discouraging. So you know, I don't want them to be discouraged because you can tell when someone's genuinely having fun with it. And then you know, they get crushed, and it's like they don't want to play anymore. And when I first started playing, I was kind of like that because I was that kid who didn't like to talk to people in school. And then I found out like 90% of the classroom played Pokemon. This is like elementary, and I was like, oh, there's help, you know? So I definitely didn't just learn everything I know on my own. I definitely had help. So I want to be able to help, you know, my friends so they can enjoy it and not. Because, I mean, you are going to lose. You know, you're not going to win every battle, that's for sure. But I want them to enjoy it and without feeling like, hey, all we doing is losing, you know? So that is pretty much what I will be doing for the rest of the day. So we're almost done. We just have this little bit up here, and then, oh, and this little piece over here that I forgot. So, and then, you know, of course, you just have to activate your background. And I didn't activate it because that part is self-explanatory. You just activate it with water like you do with your other backgrounds and things like that. And I'm trying to think about what our next color along will be. I don't know if it'll be a mythographic one or a Kirby or something else. I'm trying to kind of stick to the books that I have whips in. That way, if for whatever reason I don't complete the color along, it's just considered a whip. Because I have a few that are like that where I have not completed it and I need to but did not. So I want to make sure that they're at least in the same books. Let me know, guys, if you want something simpler that doesn't take so long, or if you guys are okay with the longer color alongs. And I know the generic answer is gonna be, oh, just do what you like. But I'm asking you guys because you guys are the ones that are watching. So while yes, I know to color what I want, I also want you guys to enjoy what you're watching. So letting me know would be great. And then if you don't want to let me know, or if you don't mind whatever it is I color, that's okay too. Just let me know in the comments if there is something. If you know, which you prefer. If you prefer the longer ones, or if you prefer something shorter. They still will be in parts, and they still will be recorded when I'm able to. I just need to know if you want a longer, detailed one like this one, or if you want something a little simpler. So here we are. Once you activate it, you'll be golden, and then we only have, I somehow managed to, this should be the same as the snow, I think, and I just didn't notice it until now, so I need to go back and do that. But I'm gonna try to finish up the tail before I come back in and do the panda, and then we'll figure out what to do with these crystals and the snow droplets. So we're almost done, guys. We're almost done, and this is what we have for the day. And I just wanted to give you guys, you know, I know that some of you are coloring along, so I didn't want you guys wondering where in the world I've been as far as the color along. I've not forgot about it. It's just sometimes I have to take little tiny breaks, especially when I'm using certain pencils, or if like my hands are hurting, or if I've had like a long day at work or something, and then I don't have the energy to come in and color. So a lot of stipulations behind it, but I did not forget about you guys. I'm still working. We're still working on it. So here's what we have. I will see you guys in the next part where it's activated. Hopefully the tail is finished, or at least most of it, and then we'll move on. Okay? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye now.